Hey, free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. Now, before we get angry, I just want to say that everything here is still under testing because we are still under a testing server, so nothing is confirmed just yet. So everything that we are going to explore today will be part of the testing server, and I really hope that they make use of this opportunity and me bringing this to light to quickly fix some of the things that really needs to be fixed. Because there are some things that, you know, at the end of the rainbow, you expect to see a bucket of gold, but unfortunately, it's a bucket of shit. So let's take a look at why this is the case. So we're currently on Nikoni's account, and if you remember my average showcase, it belonged to Nikoni as well. So thank you so much for letting me use your account, man. This is going to change the world. So today we're going to take a look at the Dislyte lens, and then we're going to take a look at the ritual changes, and then we're also going to take a look at the Sonic Rift, which is also another new content. So let's see whether things have improved or not. So the first content that I want to show you guys is the Dislyte lens, and no, there are no changes in particular the difficulty of the boss, right? The difficulty is still the same. The only thing that changed is the 15 stamina that you saw at the bottom. So that is a very big change, and it's basically twice the amount of stamina required as opposed to the past. But what I want to show you guys is to prove whether or not the drops have been duplicated, or, you know, are we getting like twice the number of boost stones? Are we getting twice the number of... Freaking hell, I forgot the name. The fusion materials. Oh my god. The fusion materials as well. So we're going to take a look at whether we get twice the number of boost stones and twice the number of fusion materials. Alright, and here we go. EX++. Very nice. Okay, great. So take a look at this, right? We do get twice the number of boost stones, that's one thing. And we also get twice the number of infernal crystals and the chimera crystals as well. So it's going to be twice as easy to farm Everett, but of course you're spending about twice as much stamina. However, we are actually gaining a little bit because we are only increasing our stamina by 7, not 8. But at the same time, we are getting twice, you know, just a full copy of an additional relic boost stone, which is really good. So there are no complaints for the Dislyte lens. I think the changes here are extremely good. We are basically halving the time required to farm Dislyte lens. Okay, so I want to explore a little bit more about the difficulty of the new ritual bosses, and there's some word going around that they are extremely difficult, but I have already tested this out a little bit, and I already know which are the okay bosses and which are the more difficult bosses. So they have stayed true to their word, to be honest. So Kronos, he's actually going to take a lot more turns because of the way his new mechanics work. And of course, I'll get into that in another video. And as for Apep, he is... I will leave it for later. And for Fafnir, there is his own mechanics as well. So yeah, we're going to take a look at all of that in just a little bit. Alright, so now that we are entering Kronos, there's something that I want you to focus on. Oh my goodness. Skip it! Skip it! Okay, so for instance, his first skill, Lens Defense Break. Holy shit. And he gains a ton of turns. So essentially, he's going to move a lot because he gives himself AP, and the follow on the right also gives himself AP, which is... Oh, do you see that? AP up. AP up again. That's crazy. He takes a lot of turns. So at the end of an enemy's turn, you gain AP up. That is ridiculous, right? So he's going to attack a lot, which means that your standard DPS comps, your standard speed cleaves, all that will probably not work. Which is very counterintuitive to the fact that we have Blitz chips right now. Memo chips, whatever you call it. So I do feel like running a poison team is going to be the safest way. So as you can see, I think he attacked about 3 times by now, right? And he's going to attack again. Yeah, so he took 4 turns just that he died on the 4th turn, which definitely makes things a lot more difficult. But it's still quite manageable as long as you have like a healer, you have something. And one more thing is the increased drop rate because of the stamina cost increase. I am starting to see more double drops instead of single drops, which is fine. So they have kind of like settled that, which is great. So now we're going to have more double drops at the cost of 15 stamina a run, which is fine. So in terms of Kronos difficulty, I feel like he is still okay. He's still quite manageable. It's just going to be a lot more difficult than the past, but it's still possible. Now we're going to skip Apep first, and we're going to take a look at Fafnir, because I think Fafnir is probably like one step up in terms of difficulty than Apep. And we're going to take a look at Apep afterwards and see just how different he is. He is very different right now. But as for Fafnir, there's something very interesting, which is the inclusion of the Envari Shard. Now the problem with the Envari Shard is, if you do not strip away the Envari Shard, not only does it give Fafnir extra crit damage, but it also increases the number of Envari Treasure Shield stacks that the boss has by 3. So if you do not even remove any of the Envari Shard at all, and if you chop away 1 HP bar of the boss, what will happen is that the boss will have an additional 9 stack of shield 9 entire stacks. So if you're on F16, like where I am right now, if you do not get rid of all the Envari shard, the boss is going to have 21 stack of shield. So it is... Oh my god, my my dog died. So it is extremely important that you get rid of the shard. And in order for you to get rid of the shard, you need a lot of buff strippers. So in my team, I have buff stealers. So I have 2 of them. Okay, one is Yun Chuan and the other one is KFC. So these 2 can actually steal the Envari shard to take it for yourself, and then you actually gain the crit damage bonus. But as for Biondina, she is able to strip it off, so whenever she takes a turn, she's going to remove only up to 2 of the Envari shard. She will not remove more than that for some reason. That's just basically how his golden buff works. And one more thing that you should take note of is now the boss has 5 stacks of HP bars. So I think previously, or at least in the current update, he has 4 stacks. That is not going to be the case anymore. So I'm not sure why they went backwards 1 step to increase his HP bar one more time. See, he has 5 HP bars. That is crazy. That's going to drag the run on like crazy. So what you notice here is the Envari shard, right? So this thing, it actually increases his crit damage. And if he takes a turn, right, if we don't remove it before we lose his HP bar, he is going to get an additional 6 stack of the shield, which really sucks. So we have to be very careful about it. Okay, we have to remove that one more. Okay, good, we got it gone. We got it removed. Perfect. So now when we break his HP bar, I keep confusing between HP bar and HP shield, he's gonna get just 12 stacks. And he's gonna gain back 3 more stacks of the Envari shard. So there's this cycle process, right? If you remove all of his HP, then he's gonna get 3 more stacks of Envari shard, and on top of that, 12 Envari's treasure. Oh my goodness. You know, I'm just gonna change the names of it. Okay, so number 1 is gonna be crit buff. Crit buff and shield. That's it. Easy. Yeah, so as we get rid of his HP, right? 1 bar of HP, he's gonna get a shield and 3 stacks of the crit buff. It only caps to a maximum of 3 shards, by the way. Just 3, so it doesn't go more than that. But the thing is, if you already had shards on him when he gained his Envari's treasure, chances are you're probably not going to be able to beat the boss, because an additional 3 layers of shield is insane. It's insane. It's just impossible. Oh, there's one more thing that I wanted to talk about, which is elemental like disadvantages and all that. So for example, elemental neutrality. My Biondina is elementally neutral to Fafnir, right? But in terms of her landing misses, it's not that frequent. I would think that the miss rate debuff that your allies would have is about 15%, I think. I think it's about 15% at least. It is a little bit of a problem, but as you can see in the Chronos fight earlier with Ife, who is not a flow type, so she is going to miss some attacks, it wasn't that much of a problem. She was still able to land her debuffs pretty regularly, and I mean, she has pretty good cycling kit on herself. Well, at least if you have the certain resonance level, I think. Okay, but anyway, you get the gist of it, right? And as you can see, we do have some of the Envari shard buff on ourselves. So we have 2 on Yun Chuan and we have 2 on KFC. So our crit damage is actually increasing as the battle progresses. So it is quite a useful concept to bring buff stealers. But obviously Chloe is not possible because of her typing. But Yun Chuan and KFC, they are both very good for Fafnir right now. Alright, that's it. GG, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Nice animation. Okay, so let's take a look at how long the run took. Oh my god, we only got 1 relic and it was like a shit relic as well. Okay, so the run took us 4 minutes. 4 freaking minutes. I guess we can definitely improve on this lineup, but as far as I'm aware, this is very safe, very consistent, so it's kind of like the first step, I guess. So I think this is a really good team right now. Okay, and now the dreaded APAP. Let's just put together a team that is like overpowered just so that we can try to deal with APAP, and I'm going to show you what's the problem with APAP right now. So if you're wondering, I'm using Ife here because she has an attack debuff on her 3rd skill, and she also lands poisons, which it's something that I want to show you in APAP, okay? It's something that I want to show you, like, what is the power of poison in APAP. And I'm using Dalen because he has disease, because don't forget that the current APAP, he heals himself, which is ridiculous, and he also has defense down, and I guess, not a bleed, but yeah, defense down and diseased basically. So he is pretty decent for APAP. But yeah, I'm using Ife here just to show you just how powerful poison is. Poison is insane. It's insane in APAP. And if you didn't get the joke, I was being sarcastic. Okay, so what you notice is that I'm running a resist lead because, you know, APAP lands a lot of poisons, right? So resist should be pretty cool, right? Especially since Sally has like, what, 40% resist lead, I think, or was it 30%? Is one of those. But what I want you to see is that this asshole, he cannot be resisted. What the hell? Crazy ass shit. And look at all of my buffs, right? Just look at all of my buffs. In a bit, it'll all be gone. Look at this, just look at this. What the hell? Full team strip on this skill. Full team strip. Where does it say it? I can't even find it. Oh, sorry. Trigger toxic detonation is this skill. Okay, wait. Yeah, dispels all enemy buffs. What the hell? So you can't even bring immunity because this skill is just gonna keep popping all the time, right? Every 6 attacks that you land on him, it's just gonna pop off. And what you notice is that there's just so much poison on us, and I didn't even get to show you the reason why I brought Yufei. Oh my god, okay, you know what, let's just do this again. This is insane. So, number 1, when you attack APEP, you get 2 stacks of poison. You don't get 1 anymore, you get 2. So they want you to try to handle poisons, but at the same time, immunity is too useless, right? Because he's just going to dispel all of your buffs. So then what's the point of bringing immunity? So you need to bring cleansers. But the thing is, if you bring cleansers, and I'm using Sally, who is like the ultimate cleanser right now, and me using Sally is not enough, and me using Clara is also not enough. What else do I need? Do I need a whole bunch of healers that cleanse on my team? Okay, so check this out, right? So check this out, his third skill here. Yeah, whenever he takes damage, he inflicts 2 poison stacks on enemies. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now let me show you why I brought Yufei here. So take note that we can land bleeding debuffs. See that? Immunity. APEP is immune to poisons. He's immune to poisons. So then I got a big question, right? Then what's the point of Jacob right now? Like, legit, what's the point of Jacob? Who is using Jacob? Immunity again. You see that? Who's using Jacob? I mean, not me, of course, but if you're not going to be able to use poisons against a poison dealer, who's going to be using Jinyu Yao? Why? Why would you do that? Jinyu Yao, the epitome of Inferno Esper support who is able to transfer debuffs, is shit on APEP. You gotta be kidding me. What? Are you serious? This is terrible design. This is absolutely shit design. I have to say, this is really bad. They still have a few days to deal with this, and they have successfully made APEP like 10 times harder. It was impossible. I couldn't even beat APEP a single time. In terms of like the Chronos, it's fine. In terms of Fafnir, it's a little bit more interesting, but it's a bit more restrictive on the Espers that you can bring. And most of the Espers that players out there have, it's probably not Espers that has exactly the function that you need, which is to steal buffs. But I mean, you can bring buff strippers, which is fine. So Fafnir is okay. But APEP, did they seriously build APEP and thought to themselves that, hey, APEP is perfectly balanced? Oh, and you wanna know one more thing that is weird? Because we cannot resist the poisons, Jose's new leader buff is completely useless because we're not gonna be able to resist the poisons anyway. So like, then what's the point of resist leads? Now the last thing that I want to show you is a Sonic Rift, and this is probably where you guys are gonna scream like crazy. I can already hear it in the comments right now. So we're at the top difficulty, right? 15 stamina cost, which is currently the same as a Purgatory 12 run. But let's take a look at how this works out. Oh yeah, are you guys seeing this? Sender has no leader buff effect in the Sonic Rift because this is not part of the PvE dungeons apparently, right? Ritual Miracles, Sonic Miracles, Desolate Lands, and Sentinel Hunt. Dude, Sonic Rift is literally like just one of those dungeons, okay? What the hell? I don't get it. Why is it that Sender doesn't have a lead effect here? This is probably an oversight. Okay, but anyway, this is difficulty 12 of Sonic Rift, which is honestly not hard at all. In fact, it's actually pretty easy, especially if you have a Gaius. I mean, everyone has a Gaius nowadays, so if you have a Gaius, which you already have, it's gonna be a cakewalk. Easy peasy, right? That's it. You just need a Gaius and that's it. So 5 waves, and there is a turn limit of 60 turns, and we are currently taking about 13. There is obviously a more optimal way, which is just use an attack buffer and a Gaius, and that's it. Pretty much, right? So that you save a lot of turns. And there you go, the final wave. So it took us a bit of time, right? But let's just see how rewarding this is. And let's just calculate the EXP that we get so far. So, 2 copies of Advanced Experiment, which is 8,000 EXP. 5 copies of Sub-Experiment, which is 500 EXP. 4 copies of Basic Experiment, which is 4,000 EXP. That is 12,500 EXP for the same cost of your Purgatory runs. Without Starimon drops, without Gold Record drops, without your gold drops, without some kind of stamina rebate once in a while. Oh my goodness, this is so terrible, dude. Okay, but you know what? There is something else that I want to test, which is this just bugged, right? Is this not intended? So maybe if you go back to, like, let's say, difficulty 10. Okay, let's just say difficulty 10. Are we going to get the same rewards? I'm just going to skip to the end. Oh, actually, I'm not going to skip to the end because I'm going to add some stuff. So, currently in Purgatory, if you're running on 2 times... Okay, yeah, you know what? I should talk about 2 times EXP. So, if you're running on 2 times EXP, you're actually gaining about 36,000 EXP. But on top of that, you have the free Experiment, which is 40,000 EXP. And on top of that, you still have Starimon drops, you still have Gold Record drops, you still have Nexus Crystals, you still have Stamina Rebate. You have a lot of good stuff. So, all in all, you are losing about half. No, in fact, it's more than half, right? No, wait a minute, this 12,000, no, it's like 3 or 4, oh my god, it's more than 3 times, dude. No, wait, the drops are indeed poorer. There are 2 fewer basic experiments here, so that means they intended difficulty 12 to be so shit. We had 4 basic experiment drop from here, and we have 2 from here. Oh, wait a minute, this is like, dude, who even came up with this shit? And look, this guy, he is orange. Is there an orange experiment? This guy is purple. Is there a purple experiment? I don't think so. So holy crap, I am pissed, dude. There are so many changes here that it's just absolutely... Who even came up with all of these changes? This is so... It's so frustrating, right? I mean, I know they just recently changed everything and there's bound to be some issues here and there. I get it. But some of the issues are extremely overlooked. Like Sonic Rift, there is no way you can get this wrong. There is no way that you can compare this to your 2x EXP Purgatory 12 grinding. There is no way, absolutely no way. And as for the Ritual Miracles, everyone already complained about Apex being so difficult, and now you made it even worse. You made it even, oh my goodness, and he heals himself as well, and sometimes he heals himself for like 90,000 HP. 90,000! I didn't cover it in the video itself, I don't think, but if he played out in the recording, yeah, go ahead and take a look at it again. But anyway, this is a current state of how it's like in the testing server, and like I said, thankfully, this is just in the testing server and it's not live yet, so they still have time to tweak things up a little bit, which they do sometimes. So like sometimes they change a little bit of Esper skill kits to reduce the cooldowns and all that. That does happen. So I hope they take this seriously and they actually do something about this, because right now, from what I'm seeing, this is absolutely nonsense. But anyway, I must say that the Desolate Lens is perfect right now. Please do not touch it anymore, leave it be, and that's about it. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now with that said, this has been Dairy Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video. And I've just lost my voice right now. Oh my god.